Hello everyone. Welcome to our course Introduction to Web3. I am Anjali and I'll be your guide for this course. In this lesson, we are going to discuss about the differences between centralized and decentralized applications. Let's talk about centralized applications first. So, what are centralized applications? So, all the applications which are mostly based on the client server model, where there is a single server serving the requests to multiple clients. So, clients are the machines or the nodes or the systems which are placing the requests to a single authority or a single server, which is the custodian of the all the data and which is responsible for serving the requests to all these different clients. So that is known as a client server model, and all the applications which uses this technology or uses this kind of architecture are known as centralized applications. So here, as we have seen, that the backend is actually controlled by a single entity or an organization, which means that a single organization is responsible for controlling and managing and administrating the whole data. So here the monopoly is of that single entity. So the examples of centralized applications include Facebook, Twitter, Netflix. So we know that whatever data we have on Facebook, so it is controlled by the Facebook organization. So it is though it is presented as it is my data. If I create a profile on Facebook, the data is mine, but that data is completely owned and managed by the organization. So any application we should understand here is made up of two components, front end and back end. So the front end is actually responsible for user interaction. So basically all the requests which we place, so all the forms we fill, all the buttons we click, so all the options which we use to place a request or to receive a response. So all that user interface, user interaction part is handled by the front end, and the back end is responsible for taking your request to the server and getting that result from the server. So in the centralized and decentralized applications, the difference is in the back end. Since front end technologies, same technologies can be used for the front end for both the apps and centralized applications. But the difference is that in case of client server model, the back end is basically responsible for handling the single request from the single server or a cluster of servers. But in the case of decentralized applications, the backend consists of something known as the smart contracts on Ethereum blockchain. If we talk about particularly Ethereum, so there we have smart contracts wherein there is a automatic software code which is responsible. So basically, the platform is a block based on the blockchain network. In decentralized applications also, so first the difference is that it is based on the peer-to-peer model, not on client server model. So peer-to-peer model means that all the nodes, they act as peer to peer, as peers to the same network. All the nodes contain same data. The same data is downloaded on all the nodes, so there is no priority given to any particular node. Every machine or every participant in the network is equally responsible for the ownership of the data. So here the backend is not at all controlled by any single party or entity. All the participants are the owners of the data. So that is why it is more trustworthy, this kind of network, and there is no censorship of the data since it is managed by all the peers of the network. So the example of decentralized applications include Uniswap, OpenSea, Audius, Rarible, CryptoKitties. So these are some examples of decentralized applications which leverage the use of blockchain technology. So as you can see that this is a basic difference between centralized and decentralized applications. In centralized, so there's a central organization which controls your funds, and though it's not anonymous because we know that Facebook data is handled by the Facebook organization, so there's no anonymity. But there are multiple hacks and money is stolen because there is a central repository where all the data is kept. So it's difficult to provide security to that kind of thing. There is a server downtime depending upon the load, and but the adoption is easy because it's a simpler model to implement. In case of decentralized, you control your own funds network, There is no hacks because the security is very supreme in case of decentralized networks, and there is absolutely no downtime. The difficult part is that it is not very easy to adopt. So it is gaining popularity, but still it is a little difficult to implement and manage, and that is why the adoption is better for centralized application. So that is the difference between centralized and decentralized applications. See you in the next lesson.